Oh, I can back it up. We could back it up a bit. Oh, is that my hair? There we go. Woo. Went a little too crazy on the bronzer. It's given what is that thing's name? On Saw, what's the puppet's name? Oh, child. A little crazy. This'll do. Anyway, how are you guys doing? How are you doing, fam? Thank you all for joining me for our last minute live. I wanted to do this, make this live earlier, or at least put out a post for it earlier, but I just didn't know what time I would be available. Listen, life is picking up for you, girl. I thought I was going to have some time to rest, but that's not happening. But God is good. God is good. How are you guys doing? Good night. I listen, 8:30 I don't think is too late, right? East Coast people, is 8:30 too late for you? Let me know. Because I know right now it's like 5:45 for my West Coast, but let me know, East Coast, if this is too late for you. Let me know. Hey, Kimberly. Hey, Denard. How are you guys doing? What's up, Sarah? Hey, Teresa. Yeah, honestly, Kimberly, thank you so much. I'm finally getting settled. Like my furniture and my storage arrived. Not all of it, but like certain things that we had shipped a while ago was finally showing up. So things are getting into place. Things are getting into place. It's going to take me fully, probably about a month or two to get like fully settled in and get the home completely together, because with COVID, my family and I, love us, we picked literally the worst time to buy and the worst time to move. It's just insane with I don't know if it's for the rest of the world, but I know for America, like it's the shipping times for things to arrive is just bonkers. My mom and I was going furniture shopping not too long ago, and almost every place said that even if we order today, our furniture, the closest date that they can give us to when it will be shipped out is July. I found a bed that I wanted, about to purchase it. Soon as I go to check out, it says, "Oh, this bed will not be available until September." What are you talking about? So everything is just like, it's insane how long it's taking stuff to get here. I'm still waiting for stuff to arrive, like stuff that I need. I'm really concerned because I think I'm going out of town, like out of the country, and I think I packed my passport. I hope I did not pack my passport. I'm nervous. Anyway, please pray for me. Keep your fingers crossed for me that I can find my passport and that it's not on a truck. Scheduled to come here, Lord knows when. But yeah, I'm getting settled. Things are finally happening, but I think that's just because some of my stuff is arriving and I'm able to, put some things up, but still, I got a long way to go. Has nothing to do with me, everything to do with shipping. My life is on hold with these shipping places, but thank you so much for asking, Kimberly. Hey, Sabetty. How are you? I hope I'm saying that name right. Uh, Black Lavender, what's up? Said Gino said he had enough of Jasmine treating him like garbage. Listen, fair is fair, right? Jasmine wasn't treating him the best, but Gino deserved it. I still think that Jasmine could get madder at Gino. I still think that she could do more. She could do more. Gino is not the victim. He is not the victim. September. And I was so excited because I was looking all over for this bed and I finally found it and they said September. And then I switched to another bed that said September. So it seems like the bed that I'm going to get is not high up on my list, but it's the only thing that I can get within a month. Like everything else is just, one of the guys that we were talking to, one of the furniture stores we were at, he was saying that because of COVID, they just don't have enough workers, and like there are so many shipments held up in Cali, or I think San Francisco, at like one of their major ports for a lot of imports that come into the nation. One of the major ones in San Francisco is just being held up. And he was just like, all of our storage is on there, all of like our items that we normally have here in our warehouse ready to ship out is stuck at that port. So the earliest date that he could give me in July is July, and that's not even guaranteed. So hopefully, we're trying another furniture place tomorrow. Hopefully, they have better delivery dates, and hopefully, we can get a couch in here. Like it's so crazy. We thought that we were just going to get everything within the week. We were just going to order and wait for our stuff to arrive. No, baby. We're not getting nothing no time soon. Hey, Anissa, how are you? Oh, I got it right. Thank you, somebody. Hey, Missy. Missy said, I don't know how Gino flipped it around and got Jasmine to apologize more than he did. Yeah, manipulation. And I think that Jasmine realized, and we'll talk about it in the review. I think that she realized that she pushed a little too far, and her excuse me, her oh my gosh. Oh, I'm sitting on the floor. I shouldn't be. Probably should not be sitting on the floor because this carpet is getting on my nerves. I think she realized that she pushed a little bit too far, so she reeled it back so that she doesn't miss out on her American night. Thank you, Shonda. Shonda said, please like the video and subscribe to get NikkiStar to 14K subscribers. Thank you, family. We're almost close. We're close. We're almost there. Shonda said, Nikki, I ordered furniture from Macy's recently, and it came. Oh, Macy's. Okay, we did look there. We didn't see anything that we liked, but we'll continue to look there. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Antilles. Thank you so much. Yeah, we're going to look there too. Like it's just, the thing about it is, I don't want to settle on, I want to get stuff that I love, but I just can't wait till September for a bed. Like that's ridiculous. That is ridiculous, but I really, really wanted that bed. And it's probably not going to happen. So I'm going to have to get the bed. It was fourth on the list, but it was fourth on the list for a reason. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's disappointing, but listen, God is good, and we're going to get what we should get and where we're supposed to get. So I can't complain. Life is good. Busy, crazy things are happening. I'll share all of that on my second channel. I keep on telling you guys about my second channel because every day I'm constantly uploading and editing and fixing it so that when I debut it, like I've been saying before, you have stuff to watch. I had to get rid of some stuff because by the time it was time to put the stuff up, it was out of season, right? So I think I might leave up one of my Christmas vlogs because there was a lot of fun stuff in there. I'm not sure. But yeah, that's coming. That's coming. But my whole move process and all of Atlanta stuff, you will see over there on that channel. Because I don't want to mess up the algorithm that I have going on here. And I just want to expand a bit. So hope you guys support. I know you will, but just putting it out there. But you guys will see that whole furniture journey and what I was doing for the past few days. That kind of, I had to push some things back because, career stuff is happening. Career stuff is happening, which is why I moved here. So that's what's going on with me. Black Lavender said, I was weak when Mike got up and started running down an alley like a track star. He's a runner. He's a track star. He's going to run away if he get far. Who said this? Some people said, have you considered getting furniture made? Yes, but that's an even longer process. Right now, we're just going to look local to see, like, we're just basically just going to have to pick from what's in stock local, like what's not in local, meaning the United States. I had no idea that so many American companies outsource. So many American companies outsource to other countries. I get it's cheaper. I'm not trying to take work from other countries as well, but it's like when stuff like this happens, we're in a bind. We're in a bind. So now we're just going to try to pick the best of what we like from what's in stock in America. That's my life. Hopefully, when we move again to, the dream home, hopefully when that happens, the market will be a lot better. We'll finally have a handle on this COVID thing. I know a new strain is coming, but I never intended to stop using my mask. I'm still masked up everywhere I go, just because I found out how far people's breath and spit travels. You know what I mean? It's one thing when you can't see it and you don't have that knowledge. Now that I have the knowledge, absolutely not. Absolutely. I'm staying masked up for the rest of my life. Hey, really court down. Said, hey, Nikki, sending love and light your way. Mahogany leaving Ben without telling him is the first good thing that she's done all season. Hope you're liking the courtship on NBC. I am. I'm enjoying it. One of you guys told me that the show was canceled. Can anybody confirm? I am enjoying that. I'm planning on putting up something special for that. Also, I plan on doing a collab for that with my friend Miata. You know her as the Drive Time Genius girl. And also, I'm currently looking for dates to put up my reviews of or to chat about Young Rich and African. Loving that one too. Yes, SL. My family and I have a home now on the East Coast. Atlanta people are just like, Nikki, why are you saying the East Coast? It's the South. Yes, but you're on Eastern Standard Time. Estate sales, but I don't know, that's kind of worrisome with everything that's going on right now. You know what I mean? Who knows? Let me get two more and then I'll get into the review. Missy said, I hope there is cooking content. Absolutely. Absolutely. As soon as my freaking La Cousette dishes get here. I love seeing you in the kitchen and mention the food you want and have cooked. Thank you. That would be on there as well. But right now I'm working with like 3 pots and they're not sturdy. You know what I mean? Like right now we're working with what we could get. You know what, Teresa? That's not the first time that we heard that. That is not the first time we heard that. Even furniture places that we were looking at said North Carolina. So it's not far. So, who knows? Really? Okay. I'll definitely look into that. Let me hey, Stage 4 Indo Fighter Day by Day. Stage 4 Indo Fighter Day by Day said Mike really thought that she was going to change her mind when he said that he'll just take the stuff with him. She definitely did not care at all. She was done. Team Ximena. Team Ximena. Missy said, wearing a mask makes me think, why wasn't I wearing it pre-COVID? Absolutely, especially on an airplane. Never again. I'm never going back, never going back. Oh, you can make me. Mask for life. For life. For life. Oh, so Seth, no spoilers. I'm still watching. But I'm excited about it. It's good. It's good show. So Betty, now you got me thinking about that. Anyway, let's get into this review. Let's start with Usman and Miss Kim. Usman, first of all, his friend was not even concerned that Miss Kim threw that drink in his face and like humiliated his friend. Like he wasn't even concerned about that. Usman's friend, who's also his manager, he was more concerned about the fact that other people could see him getting disrespected by Miss Kim and record that and ruin his career. I'm like, are you even thinking about your friend's well-being or just the money? This is sometimes why you should not mix friendship and business, because a lot of people lose sight of the relationship that formed first before the business got into play. It's truly a blessing if you can work in business with family and friends. Not many people can, but if you can, my hat's off to you. Let's talk about how Miss Kim, how Big Age was being a whole bird. So she's in her room talking to, production. She's packing. And they're like, what are you doing? She's like, I'm packing. What are you talking about? I'm getting out of here. I'm packing. No, I don't like how he treated me. No, I'm leaving. All of a sudden she gets a text. He texts me. What should I do? So she's texting him. She's just like, he wants to see me. I thought you were leaving. Yo. I thought you were out of here. All it takes is a text. The bar is so low for men. Where is the bar, ladies and gentlemen? You guessed it, hell. Like, that's all it took. You were packing up your stuff. You were getting out of there. You didn't want to hear from him no more. And then he sends you a text. And the next thing you know, you're cheesing. You're all giddy like a little schoolgirl. And you're going to meet him. But did you notice how she was, she was all of a sudden her attitude evaporated from her and she was just giddy. She was excited. She was getting ready to meet Usman. And then when she got downstairs to see him, hello. What happened? I thought you were so excited to see him, but you had to keep that attitude to let him know that you were mad. Ma'am, he already know that he got you because even after what you said that you were going to do, you did not keep your word. You still, here, you could have hopped on a plane and got a red eye out of there or went somewhere else and not stayed in that location to see Usman, but you stayed and you responded to his text and you came downstairs to meet him. He knew that he got you from the moment that you said, okay, I'll meet you. From the moment that he texted you and the text went through and he wasn't blocked. He knew. So you didn't have to hold on to your attitude to make him think that he does not have you fully. He already know when you responded. No, he already knew when his text went through. You too mature not to know the game, Miss Kim. I can't believe this man in his 20s is playing you like that. You too mature. You should know the game. You should know the game. And I knew she wasn't serious about leaving when she was packing up her Usman shirts. If you're really done with a dude, if you're really, really done with him, that shirt is burnt. Like you're throwing it in the fireplace, you're throwing it in the fire pit, you're cutting it up before you throw it in the trash. You're not even donating that. You were never done. He got you. So anyway, she goes downstairs and Soulja Boy serenades her. Right? Because that's what she thinks is happening. She's just like, he knows that I have always, wanted to be serenaded by him. And here he is serenading me. He was not serenading you. He was previewing new music to the entire audience of 90 Day Fiance watchers that was watching that show. Listen, say what you want about Usman. He's very smart. In my opinion, he's one of the smartest people that we have ever seen on this show because he constantly comes on this show with different partners, right? Same old storyline, but different partners playing the game, probably sometimes slinging ping for a storyline, all to get his music out and to build his name as an artist. He's going to be successful doing it. He's so smart. Even last season, almost every episode that he was in, his music was playing. So that means that TLC is paying him, or 90 Day Fiance, the show, is paying him. They bought his music, so they're paying him to play his music, and he's getting residuals from his acting and from his music every time somebody watches that show or every time the show was bought in another nation, you got to go through the whole residual process all over again. He's very, very smart. Say what you want about the dude. We know that he's scamming, but this is a very, very smart scammer. I applaud him because I always say, if you're going to come on these reality TV shows, they are going to use everything that they can use about you, get you to play some stuff that you probably don't want to play. And then after they get all this content from you, they're going to cut it up to be a storyline that you probably didn't agree to or probably didn't know that you were playing. If they're going to be able to exploit your image and your name like that, you should get something out of the deal. And in my opinion, Usman is the only one getting something out of the deal. Usman and Donald Trump in the what is her name? Donald Trump in the sundress. Angela, the only two people who are really, milking this show for what it's worth. The only two people. So my hat's off to him. Okay. And he picks the same kind of vulnerable American woman. And it works every time. No. Willie, I think he might be on next season without Miss Kim, but I think he might be on next season with Zara, because what he did was, if him and Miss Kim don't work out right, if Miss Kim doesn't want to play along with this anymore, he still has Zara in his back pocket. So he doesn't essentially need Kim for next season. Obviously, the show really likes him, so he probably signed another contract for a couple more seasons, right? So he doesn't need Miss Kim if this doesn't work out, because Zara is in the back pocket. And it looks like, from the looks of it, it seems like Zara came to play as well. So we'll see. It's also an American woman, a Black woman. We've been asking for Black women on this show. So who knows? Who knows? Let's get into Chino and Jasmine. So Jasmine, woman to woman, I hope that this is a game that you're playing with Gino, right? I hope that this is a means to an end for you, because the fact that you are crying over Gino, apologizing to Gino, and accepting that poor proposal from Gino looks real bad for you, right? It looks like you are down horrendous. I hope that this is a means to an end. I hope that when you went out to apologize to him after he was, you know, he was looking over a bridge, he was cussing Jasmine out. I'm sick of it. I'm tired. I'm not gonna do this anymore. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. Right? So he was heated. So I'm hoping that Jasmine realized that, and realized that maybe, you know, the trick that she thought she had is about to get off the hook. So she went out there to apologize to him, to smooth things over again, so that she can remain in a good space with her trick. That's what I'm hoping, right? Because Gino has treated her poorly. We have to be honest here. From sharing her nudes and saying those nasty things about her to his ex and making fun of her, and then when she's talking to him and telling him that she could lose everything, will he be able to pay, you know, take care of her if she loses everything? He says, "You got a good body, you can get more work." Like, he was just not empathetic to her as well. And what he essentially did to her was share pornographic pictures of her in a negative way. So it was revenge porn, right? So she don't need to talk to him ever again. She don't have to be nice to him ever again. In my opinion, she was too nice to him, right? So I'm hoping that this is just a part of the scam, and not because this woman is really in love with this man. I'm hoping those tears are something that you can turn on at the drop of a hat, because the way you were bawling over Gino after he proposed to you, I was like, does she really love this man? Oh, it's toxic, but we love each other. I hope not. I hope you don't love that man. I really, really do, because if this is what you consider love, the bar is in hell. At least you know that your relationship is toxic, though, Jasmine. At least you admitted that, because it's a very toxic relationship. The fact that you still gave this man a chance after he revenge porned the hell out of you, and that ex is still harassing you about those nudes. It better be a part of the scam. It seems like it is, right? It seems like it is, because she upgraded in some kind of way, right? Is this from Gino's money or from the show's money? Because we can't lie here. A lot is different. A lot is different. So maybe that was the means to the end, and maybe she finally got to the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Hopefully, Jasmine, hopefully, because you cannot possibly think that this is the best that you can do. Ooh, are you depressed? Let's move on to Memphis and Hamza. What was the song? Hey Yahoo, I love you, sure deja vu. Hey Yahoo, I love you, sure deja vu. So this is the wedding ceremony, or the wedding processional. Is that it? The wedding festivities leading up to Hey Yahoo, I love you, sure deja vu. Leading up to Memphis and Hamza's wedding. I am going to say something here about this wedding. I do think that the wedding festivities were real. I think this is what really happened. I think that Hamza's family knew that this is what, like, we're in. Not I won't say they were in on it, but I'm saying that they were in on the preparations and the festivities for the wedding, right? Something happened this episode that just made me think that this was not real, right? So while they're doing the festivities or whatever, Memphis decides to leave because she needs to, she's having cold feet and she needs to figure some things out, because she needs to make sure that Hamza is going to sign the post-nup, right? So because she's not sure, she's doing, some last minute fleeing and, trying to get information and just hoping the whole episode. I hope that, he'll sign it, because if he doesn't, I don't know what I can do. I won't be able to marry him. I'm going to leave. I didn't believe any of that. And there's a part that they show in this episode where she actually leaves. And Hamza's like, what's going on? What are you doing? Like, why aren't you here? We have all these, the wedding festivities are going on. You should be here, right? I honestly think, and let me know if this is if you are of Hamza's culture, let me know if this is true. When she left, nobody was concerned except for Hamza, who I think was in on it. And I'm starting to think that maybe this was the part where the bride leaves, and maybe the rest of the festivities just concerned the groom and his family, because nobody was concerned that the bride was leaving all of the festivities, or that the bride was not there when all the festivities was going on. I feel like Hamza's mom would have been like, "Where the hell is the bride? Like, we didn't prepared all this stuff for her. Where is she?" But nobody was phased by it. Everybody is hi yahoo, shook they shuffle. They killing it. They kicking it. They having a good time. Nobody's concerned about Memphis or wondering where she is. You mean to tell me if the bride ain't there, you're gonna keep on going with the festivities that you prepared for her? I think that she was not supposed to be there. I think that that was the part where she leaves and they do the rest of the traditional wedding festivities for Hamza. I think that it was not her portion to be there, because when her portion came, they put her on a chariot, they danced around the chariot, which was so beautiful. And then they took her to the spa. I think that was her portion of the wedding festivities. I think this show just used her leaving and coming back as a way to show that she was having cold feet. But I really don't think that that was it. I think that that was the part where she does leave, and the cultural festivities just did not require, or the bride, or did not require, or did not need or want for the bride to be there during that time. That's what I think. I could be wrong. Anyway, the show is playing into her having cold feet. I don't believe it. I don't think that this woman would come all the way to wherever she is, North Africa. I think she's in North Africa, and not have, even if she doesn't have the prenup ready. I feel like Memphis was so deep in. I don't think that she would have went along with the whole weddings festivities, riding in a freaking chariot to the spa, while thinking, if he does not sign this postnup, I won't marry him. I just don't, from what I've seen of Memphis, I just don't think that she would go through all of that, still have that in the back of her mind, and if she did not get the answer she wanted, not proceed with the wedding. I feel like she's too deep in. And I think that from watching her confessionals, homegirl look a little swole. She looked a little swole, especially in the nose and the lips area. And if you are a Black woman, when we get pregnant, the nose and the lips just are on swole. So I'm like, is she pregnant in her confessional? Because in any other confessional, you can see her from like the waist up. In this confessional where she has the blue, it's just like top of the boobs up and she's leaning back. And that's how Candy used to sit in her confessionals when she was pregnant on The Real Housewives of Atlanta. Candy used to be leaning. She's like, oh, I don't feel like it. I don't need these people get on my nerves. Portia favorite lie. She used to be leaning like that while she was pregnant. So I'm like, Memphis, you pregnant? Because I don't see her and Hamza using protection. They don't give me a protection couple. Hamza gives me, shoot up the club, shoot anywhere, right? I just don't think that they're having protected sex. I don't think they were having it before, and I damn sure don't think they're having it as a married couple. So that could be it as well. But I honestly feel like this whole storyline, this episode, was fabricated. I don't think that she was having cold feet. I think that, she had already known that he was going to sign the postnup. I think his sister's reaction was real, but I think that she didn't know about it, because when Memphis asked, she just did seem very inconsiderate. And I get that Memphis is throwing in, I got kids, I got to take care of my children. If I can't take care of my kid, then I don't know what I'm going to be able to do. Like, I understand that, Memphis. I absolutely understand it. But I just feel like your kids were considered financially. I don't think they were considered mentally, right? Because if the kids are always the deciding factor of the decisions that you make, why would you bring a man into their home that they have not met, that you cannot communicate with, that is probably going to be spending more time with them than you as a nurse who will be the sole breadwinner, especially with a young daughter? Why would you bring a man into that situation? A man that you barely know, right? A stranger to them that they cannot communicate with. So I think that she considered her children financially. I don't think mentally, spiritually, she considered them. I think she was considering herself and how she felt. And I also think that she was coming off of a very, scary psychotic break. And now that she feels like she's in a good place, she wants to move into this relationship with this man because there is a void that somebody like Memphis feels, right? And it's normally companionship. It's normally um companionship cloaked in love, right? Because you get love from your kids, but it's a certain kind of love that you get from a companion. And I think that's what she's been searching for. So instead of, going out there back in them streets again, she bought it. I think she bought the love that she wanted, the love and companionship that she wanted from Hamza, and now she's able to craft it in a way that suits her because she can control him because she's the American and she is going to be the one that has the finances. I think that's the source of all of these, a lot, not all, a lot of these relationships on this show, especially from the Americans' perspective. I think the driving force is control. So I will say, I think she's a great mom. I think she really thinks of her children, but I just don't think she considered her children in this instance. So to bring them up concerning the post-nup and prenup, it's like, your decisions are kind of looking a little funny, because why are you considering what you're going to leave your children when you didn't consider the environment that you're about to create for them, when they just came out of a very scary environment because they were living with a mother who was balls deep in depression? You know how scary it is to see a parent who you depend on not being able to get out of bed, not being able to bathe, sitting in their room in the dark, crying every day, and you're a child. You don't know what the hell to do because you don't know what this is. Very scary. So to bring them out of that situation and then put them in another, let's be real, traumatic situation, because you're moving this stranger who believes that he is going to be the head of the house and you are going to be submissive. He's essentially going to be the babysitter and spending a lot of time with this person they do not know and they cannot communicate with. That is very traumatic to a child. You're changing their whole environment overnight. Because if you're a nurse, you're working nurse hours. Hamza's going to spend more time with your kids than you. Oh. Where that stepfather at? Let me stop. Not the stepfather, the ex. Where he at? Because it seems like he is he's in play. He's in play, but it seems like he needs to step up just a bit more, because I'm concerned, especially the one who's the father of the daughter. Wouldn't be okay with me. Wouldn't be okay with me. Hamza's sister being annoyed about her brother having to sign the post-nup. Normally, I'm on Memphis' side. I was on Hamza's sister's side at this point, because the sister is like, we did all of this. We had this whole celebration. And now you're saying that if he doesn't sign the post-nup, you're not going to go through with the wedding? Her thing is, I done spent all this money that I did not have. We done did all this dancing and singing, took time off of work, dragged our bad kids over to the celebration. We're going through all of this, pulling all our money together, getting you all the flowers, dancing in the street. We don't know how long they danced in the street behind that chariot. We put in all this work, and now you're saying that if he don't sign a post-nup, you won't marry him? The hell you not. The hell you not. The sister was like, you could have told us all this before we did all of this. I agree. Definitely on the sister side. Definitely on the sister side. After they done danced behind that chariot that you were on, after they done garbed you and all that garb that they had to pay for, because it don't seem like Memphis paid for anything. They put that all together. And then you're like, oh, this is cute. Thank you so much. But if he don't sign posting up, then I can't do it. The sister was just like, absolutely not. You're wrong. You're wrong. And I was on her side. Mike and Ximena. Mike and Ximena. Ximena's mother. Ximena's mother. I'm trying to find the words because I don't want to be mean or disrespectful, but I will say this. I'm not shocked that Ximena ended up in this situation with Mike with a mother like that. With a mother like that. Ximena's mother knows that she is not happy. Ximena's mother knows that Mike is a trick. But because Mike is taking care of Ximena, her kids, her mother, and her sister, Ximena's mother is still encouraging her to stay with Mike. Not only is she encouraging her to stay with Mike, she's speaking negatively about her daughter to Mike because she wants that money to keep on flowing. If that's the case, you get up under him. There are so many mothers like that. There are so many mothers like that, pimping their children for their own financial gain. And I'm telling you, I've seen tons of them out in LA in this industry. You would be surprised how these mothers, how they pimp out their kids in Hollywood. I told you about the time I was at a party where a child should not have been. And it wasn't like one of them freaky deaky Hollywood parties. It was a holiday party, but it was all adults. It's all adults at this holiday party, all like people in the industry at this holiday party. And this mom got a whole newborn and got her other daughter, who is, the little girl is killing it in the industry. She, the work is paying off, but she was a lot younger at that time. And the mother is taking her daughter around to execs, like just industry execs, and making her daughter introduce herself to these people and selling her child to these people. Now, I'm not saying that she's selling her child to them for sex, but I'm like, why in the hell is this kid at this holiday party? Listen, it did work out for them because the girl is killing it in Hollywood, right? But it was just so sad to watch this mother parade her child around to people that she thinks or believes will change their life financially, right? Not just in finances, but in fame and all of that. And I was watching that whole thing go down. I actually told the host about it. I was just like, I don't feel comfortable. I'm actually out. And she was like, girl, after you left, I ended my party because I ain't feel comfortable either. Anyway, when you do that, the execs, especially the men that you are introducing, that you're making your child introduce themselves to, they know, right? They know that even by this introduction, they already got you. Okay. But I said all that to say this happens a lot. This happens a lot where a mother is putting their child or encouraging their child to stay in a really bad situation because it profits them financially. Like you see the torment that Ximena is going through with Mike, but you would rather sit down, convince your daughter to stay in this miserable situation because Mike pays for everything, and you even said out of your mouth he can give her and the kids a better life. But you see what it's doing to your daughter. So at the cost of her peace, at the cost of her happiness, at the cost of her children's happiness, because if the mother ain't happy, the boys ain't gonna be happy. At the cost of all of that, you would rather her stay in that situation. Ximena is telling her mother that she doesn't want to be in that situation, that she doesn't want to stay with Mike, and her mom is just telling her to stay. And then sitting down with Mike, and Mike is saying, well, your daughter doesn't want to be with me. And the mom is like, no, she does. No, she really, really does. No, I'll talk to her. It's okay. No, she's stubborn. She's difficult. She's never been in a relationship like this before. You're her first serious relationship, obviously lying, but she's selling her daughter to this man after already talking to her daughter and knowing that she does not want to be in the relationship. But you much rather keep your child in that situation because you don't have to work if Mike is paying for everything. You don't give a damn about your kid. So disappointing. So completely disappointing. It ain't no way that Mike was Jimena's first relationship. So I love the fact when Mike brought that up, Jimena was like, "What? She's a liar. You're not my first serious relationship. You mean to tell me that this girl got 2 kids by 2 different men and none of them were serious? None of them were serious relationships. The only relationship that I think was not serious was the kingpin, the killer that's in prison that she got pregnant by when she was on a visit to see him. That can't be. It can't be that serious." Right? Maybe it was, but I'm just like, there's no way that Mike is her first, serious relationship. I think the mother was just trying to um throw that on a bit to make her seem a bit more pure to this perv. This perv that we now know is Mike. So anyway, Mike and Ximena go out to do some bowling and hang out. And while they're bowling, they decide to sit down and just catch up, have a good conversation. And Mike is like, "Are we having a good time? I like when we're having a good time." And she's just like, "Well, this isn't the best time for me. The best time for me is with my kids." And Mike is just like, "Is everything okay? Because I feel like your attitude changed after I stopped paying for everything." And Ximena was just like, "No, my attitude didn't change. I liked you in the beginning. I don't like you now because you're dirty and weird." Valid reasons. Valid reasons. She has to constantly tell this man to clean. It ain't attractive. It ain't attractive. There's only a certain sect of women who will lay down with men and get UTIs because they love them. Fools. Ximena is like, "I'm done. You don't bathe." She was telling her mom about how she told Mike that he had, remember that episode where she was just like, "You got dookie on your sneakers," and Mike couldn't smell it. And when he finally smelled it, he took the shoes off. But Ximena was like, he took the shoes off and put it in the washer and dryer. Now she got dookie particles in her washer and dryer. And now all her clothes are going to be washed with human or animal feces. I would get turned off too. And then she already told the dude to stop staring at her during sex. So we know he giving her serial killer eyes when he's trying to climax on this woman. I mean, come on. She has dealt with enough. She's done. And she was just like, "No, you're just dirty and you're weird. And I've told you that and you won't change. And this is who you are. I'm just not interested anymore. And even though I've said those things, you still pay for everything. You still pay for everything. You still pay for my rent. So the money ain't it." Homegirl said, "I've been told you that I ain't like you and you still pay for everything. So that ain't it. Try again." So then Mike was like, so then after that, Mike was getting his little feelings hurt. And Ximena was like, "You know what? Let's just be done. Let's just be friends." And Mike was like, "What? So if we're going to be friends and I'm going to leave and I'm going to take back everything that I gave you." Ximena was like, "Okay, take it all. I don't care. I can get that and more." Like, I don't need you. And I love the fact that she said that because Ximena in that moment took her power back because Mike knew that his money was power over her. And when he realized he did not have any more power over Ximena, he got upset. All of a sudden, he's losing his mind and he's taking off running because he can't control her anymore. That's why I always say, women, get your own coin. Get your own coin. Far too many men in this world are raised to think that if they have the money, they have the power and control over the relationship, which is why so many of them are intimidated by women who have their own money, because if they can't control you, then they can't make you stay. Then they can't force you to love them or be with them because they cannot control you financially. And in this capitalist nation and all across the globe, money is suffocating or liberating. Depends on how much you have, right? So for a lot of women, I'm like, come on, listen to your grandmother who told you to have 3 accounts that he don't know about. Have your own coin so that you can step out and live in your own freedom. Unfortunately for women, money is power. Money is power and money is freedom. Have your own coin. I love the fact that Ximena took her power back. Oh my goodness. As soon as she said that, she was just like, "I just want to be friends." "Oh, well, okay, I'll take back everything that I gave you. Fine, take it. I don't need it and I don't need you." As soon as homegirl said that, little Mighty Morphin Power Racist took off running. He didn't know where he was going. I'm losing my mind. And he just took off running. I was like, now, Mike, I hope you get your mind back because where it looks like you're running, don't look safe. You better get some wisdom. And then next week, oh my gosh, next week we're really going to see who little Mighty Morphin Power Racist is. Oh, we're really going to see who he is. I'm not leaving because I pay all the rent here. That don't work where she at. You can pull that crap in America, but not here. Your name ain't on the lease. Your name ain't on the lease. You send Cash Apps and Venmos. That don't mean your name is on the lease. I hope she put them out. I hope she put them out. We'll talk about it in depth next week, but I was cracking up in the preview. Mike finally learned Spanish and it was a whole cuss word. Oh my gosh. Let's end with Ben and Mahogany, also known as Mahogany. Ben is a predator. I said it. This episode solidified it for me. Ben asking Mahogany's parents to get her in line. Basically, telling her parents to make her act right so that she could be a better partner to him. That solidified for me that he was very aware of not only how young she was, that was a deciding factor of why he would be in a relationship with her, because Ben would not ask a 40-year-old woman's parents to control her. Why did you go to her parents? You went to Mahogany's parents because of her age. You would not do that with a woman who was closer in age to you. You would be forced to talk to her, right? You would be forced to respect her, and you would be forced to realize that you have no control over her, which is why society likes to throw women away after our brains become fully developed, because it's the closer a woman gets to 30, mothers start thinking about some things. Women start going, you know what? No. And I like the sound of it. No, I don't want to do it. I'm not going. No. Do you want to explain? No. Why? None of your business, right? Because that's when the control starts to loosen off of women. Something, I guess it's just, maturity or whatever, but that's when the control starts to loosen. So men like Ben like to go after women who are very young, who are still in the compliant stage of life, right? Who are still not yet comfortable. Not this generation. I think like Gen Z, them young broads are saying no, and I love it. But, that's pretty much been the consensus of women in this nation or, globally. And so for me, going to her parents with respect, right? Going to her parents, telling her to get their child together. You're only doing that because you realize you're dating a child. You knew. That's why you went after somebody so young. And that stuff that you keep on throwing out with God, oh, you are a manipulator. Oh, God put her in my heart for some reason. And every time he talks to Mahogany, he goes with the whole religion and God put us together for a reason and we should work this out because God, manipulator. All that church trauma that you are trying to recover from, you still need to go to therapy, brother, because you still got some issues. You are not yet recovered because you are using the same manipulative tactics that you've learned in church to try to control this woman. Yeah, she's a young woman, but she is, at this age, a woman. But it's very obvious why he went after her. Very, very obvious. Ben. So Mahogany comes to meet with Ben after Ben demands her parents come speak to him and control Mahogany. Mahogany shows up and he's like, oh, you showed up? Where's your parents? And she's like, no, well, my dad sent this letter because her father didn't like the way that her father did not like what Ben was trying to do. He did not like it. He saw it man to man. He saw what this man was trying to do with his child. And he said, hell no. Sent a letter basically telling him I'm not meeting with him and cussing him out or whatever. After they gave Ben the letter, not in English, right? And I understand that, but I don't understand that for Mahogany and her parents. They all speak English very well. right? They speak it, they write it, and they understand it. That letter could have been in English. Like, stop it. Drop the act. We already know. We already see what this is, right? So, anyway, after Ben struggles through reading that letter and Mahogany barely helps him, Mahogany says, I want to leave because I'm not comfortable. He's like, you want to leave? She's like, yeah, I'm not comfortable. And she's like, okay, we'll go. And she walks away, right? That's the last time Ben saw or spoke to Mahogany. How the hell did you think that she was going to be waiting in the morning to pick you up and drop you back off where she picked you up from? You think that that woman in her medium car was going to sit in that car with the man that she said the night before made her feel uncomfortable? You think she was going to sit in that car with you for 3 hours? He's walking around and looking around. He's like, did you see a young woman? There was a young woman in this room. Like, what happened? He's walking around and then he realizes, oh, she left me. The fact that you thought that she was going to stay there means that you are very unaware and are not yet ready to be in a relationship because your social skills and cues are off. Why did you think that Mahogany was still going to be there? The last thing she said to you, Ben, was that she felt uncomfortable being around you. So she was going to sit in her little buggy for 3 hours with the man that she said made her feel uncomfortable. Clueless. Absolutely clueless. And I don't believe that he paid $200 American to get an Uber back to where he was staying. They probably hired that Uber to pick him up and drop him off down the street and then collected Ben out of that car, put him in a production van, and dropped him off at the hotel. They don't try at all with this couple. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. Next week, it seems like Mahogany and Ben are going to get back together. And that's when Mahogany is going to flex her acting skills. Because in that preview, she's like, Ben, I don't understand you. Oh, don't understand you, Ben. Oh, get the hell out of here. Get the hell out of here. I do not believe this couple at all. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. What do you guys think? Let's get into it. I'm going to get some older comments and then I'm going to come meet you halfway in the middle so we can be on the same time. Teresa G said, I was told that the foreigners do not receive any funds from the show, just the American participant. Honestly, I hope that that's not true because that's like beyond exploitation. I hope that that is not true. I really do, but I have heard that, Teresa. Excuse me. And for the sake of this show and its fan base, I hope that this show is not true. She looks just like him, but in a sundress. Spitting image of that man that she loves so much. Spitting image. It does not look like her. Does not look like her at all. Like, what is happening? So much is happening here. So much is happening. And it's like, what do you see in the mirror each morning? Because I thought that Jasmine was stunning. I thought that she was just a beautiful woman. You could do whatever you want. This is your life and your body. But like, you went from, I don't know. She went from being this, Jasmine to just this everyday generic face, right? Because surgeons only know how to do one face and one body type, and they put it on every woman. And this face is so generic. This face is it's the face of every TikTok, Instagram, YouTube beauty influencer. It's the same face. Girl. Beautiful almond shaped eyes. Like, why would you turn yourself into a blow up doll? For what reason? But your life, your body, your money, do what you want to do. But I think I saw it on Instagram. It might be Instagram or Twitter. But there was this quote that said, your facial features look that way because those features have been loved for thousands of years. something like that. It was just basically saying for like, this is like your ancestors' face, right? And because this has somehow, these features have somehow made it to you, means that somebody loved the features that was on one of your ancestors enough to, procreate and create another person who had those features, and somebody loved them. And, like, your whole existence is because somebody loved this face that was on somebody. Should be enough, but I get it. These beauty standards are hard to live under. Very, very hard to live under. That's why it's very important for parents, especially the main parent that's going to be around that child. Because, some parents work and can't be there, but that's why, especially with women, young girls, it's very imperative that you love on them and how they look early. You got to counteract, especially if you're raising Black daughters. You got to counteract the colorism, especially if they're dark skinned. Counteract the colorism, counteract the texturism, counteract the racism, counteract the sexism, counteract the predators. Like, you got to start early with them babies. You have to protect them, let them know that they're loved and valued, and you also have to be on it because they are going to have to protect themselves like crazy. But Jasmine, your life, do what you want. Do what you want. My opinion does not matter, but I prefer the old face. I prefer the old face. Hey, makeup addict. Makeup addict said Memphis makes me want to audit all the prescriptions she ever wrote. I'm sorry. And who is going to tell her she is responsible for an immigrant for 10 years, married or not? Oh, God. Is that something she's going to discover next season? Oh, God. Because he doesn't understand her. She doesn't understand him, but they're getting married. Like, how do you do it? How do you do it? How do you do it? Hey, Nadi. Nadi said Memphis is a hypocrite. She was so mad at Hamza saying he wasn't prepared. She didn't even organize her prenup. She knew she wanted her prenup that she knew she wanted before she left America. Like, I don't know how you get on a plane without that, but yet make that your storyline the entire season. How did that become so important? It was not important for you to have before you got on that plane. Crazy. I'm starting to think that maybe it's just fake and that's just a storyline because it just doesn't make sense. Does not make sense. Hey, Dion. Dion said, I don't think it was a great idea for her to do a reality show with her career not being super well established. It seems like she's trying to protect assets she doesn't have. I'm like, she got a trust fund somewhere, because the way she is going on about protecting, her stuff for her kids, I'm like, what are you leaving your children? Because aren't you a renter? Like, you know what? Let me shut up. Maybe there's some stock she has somewhere. I don't know. You know what? It's okay. So Steph said, I'm not going to cry. I cried during Memphis' segment. Like, it's a sad situation. It really, really is a sad situation. And I honestly don't think, unless the money is right, that she will be back. Because in her Instagram story, she says that this was not a smart decision for her. Like, she was just like, she didn't know what she was getting into, and she regrets it. So I get it. Hey, Goddess Godiva, what's up? Or Goddess Godiva. What's up? Right, midwife Crystal? She looks, I don't know. She's sitting the way Candy was sitting, and she is swollen right here. She could be. Hey, Sunshine equals Smiles says she does marry him. They have a daughter? Oh, and they're filming for a new season. So, Memphis, what the hell were you talking about on Instagram? If you're back for another season. I swear these people say all of this stuff and then they sign another contract and it's just like, oh well, all that stuff I said didn't matter. Excuse me, you got to come back to the fan base and clarify or update your statements. Hey, Nerly. Nerly said Hamza is too young to be throwing his life away like this. Why not get a beautiful woman in his country who could give him some children? It's not worth it, man. Or get an American woman who can give you, your family thinks, a better life where you can set up yourself and your family. Right? And you have this woman who you're able to have sex with all the time, away from your mother's watching eye and listening ear. He probably sees it as a sense of freedom. Hey, Donna. Donna said, I think all this pre and post nut problems are stupid. They don't overrule the immigration laws. Very true. Very, very true, Donna. Oh, Lord. Memphis, did you think of that? Oh, gosh. Nerly said, Ben is an angry, frustrated man. He's narcissistic. So many dangerous characteristics. Yeah, we're starting to see a bit more of him. Bit more of him that we didn't see in the beginning. But it didn't take long for that mask to come off. Child, he is going to be spending more time with them kids than Memphis if she's a nurse, especially during this next COVID wave. Baby, it's going to be Hamza and them kids. He's going to learn English quick. He probably, if he learned English from them kids, oh my God, what the hell is Hamza going to sound like? Hamza is going to sound like a teenage black girl. My God, today. He gonna be arguing with Memphis. Boy, bye. Memphis, get the step. Girl, enough. I'm tired. Get up. You see the hand? Bye, girl. That's how he gonna be talking to Memphis. Who you dragging it? You dragging it, Memphis. Oh my gosh. Oh God. And that was so disgusting. Like, your daughter is telling you, I don't want to be with him, and you're encouraging her to stay in this terrible situation because you don't want to work. That's all it is. The mother did not care about Ximena. The mother did not care about them grandkids. She was thinking about herself and how everybody benefits from Mike. She's miserable, but you don't care because Mike takes care of your whole family, and you don't want to lose that resource. Sad. Listen, her family probably does too. That's another thing that we can take into consideration. Her mother probably think that Mike is a much better guy than the men that her daughter had been dating. That's another point. But still, when your child is telling you, I don't want to be in a relationship with this man because of this is how he makes me feel, and knowing the origin of how they met, very suspicious. Very suspicious. You know what? I don't know. Does anybody know? I'm not how much the rent is, but how does the American dollar size up to? Are they in Honduras? Where are they at? Size up to the dollar, or Ecuador. Size up to the dollar about where Ximena is living. Because I think that has to be it. I think it's the exchange rate. That's what I think. I don't think he's sending a lot of money, right? I think he's probably sending like $200, and that takes care of them for like 3 months. You know what I mean? I don't think he's sending that much. He doesn't give me millionaire either. He does give me multiple SSI checks, right? I think, thank you, Missy B. Thank you for the cash app. Missy B said, for the great content. Thank you. Thank you, Missy B. But I think, I got to find my clicker. I think I found it. I should have it tomorrow. We will see. Cha-ching. Thank you, Missy B. But I think he probably gets a lot of like checks from the state. Jasmine said, I'm late. I do have a question. I'm not a cheater, so are we still doing Married at First Sight reviews? I can't wait. I just don't want to cheat. I love Nikki. Listen, Married at First Sight. Oh, did I put it up? I did not put that up yet. The reminder for that. I think I did the reminder for Real Housewives of New Jersey, Real Housewives of Orange County. I'm doing those two together. I put up a Love After Lockup. I want to do last week's episode this week, and then Friday night we'll do the current episode. I don't think I put it up. Yeah, but Married at First Sight is on Thursday. When I get off of here, I'm going to put that up. But that's on Thursday. And I filmed a quick review of the latest episode that will be up tomorrow morning. So you could, watch that one and then catch up with me and then hit me on a live later that day. So yeah, Married at First Sight is not done, especially with how Olajuwon is treating Kat. Yikes, we got to talk about it. We got to talk about it. Yeah, very true, Miss Gigi. Very, very, very true. Hey, Connie. Thank you for being here. Get out late. You're right on time. Kimberly said, Nikki, the Kingpin relationship had to be serious. She wanted to have his baby while he was serving hard time. Right? She literally got pregnant in prison. She said she put her legs up on the bars with no panties on, and he did what he had to do, and that's how she got pregnant. Is that love or security? Like, what is going on? I don't know. So Steph said Ximena's decision-making skills is not the best. A lot of people don't have the privilege to marry for love. They have to marry to get out of poverty. Marrying for love is a white Western concept. And you know what? They don't even marry for love. Child, the amount of palm-colored women that I know that got married for a better life. But it's very true for a lot of women. It's just, to be honest with you, that's how we're raised, right? Like, the guy could be terrible, but the parents are like, especially the mothers, two better mothers, are like, well, comes from a good family, has a good job, he beats me. Oh, let's not say that out loud. You know what I mean? Like, women are always encouraged to do that. I love that that narrative is changing from generation to generation, and that women are getting their own coin. I saw a tweet yesterday, and this girl was just like, I have been single for far too long, and I'm afraid because a guy comes into my life and he messes up, or does one mess up and I'm out. Like, she's like, I've been single for this long. I am in a space where I am happy. I'm doing it for me. So if a guy comes into my space, it's a bonus, not a necessity. And that seems to be starting to be the consensus of a lot of women. Hooray. Thank you, Jesus. We're getting out of bondage. We are getting out of bondage. Get your own coin. Do not go to college to get a husband, because as quickly as he gave it to you, he can take it all away. Listen to your grandmother. So said, so getting pregnant in jail is the epitome of cleanliness? No. Well, listen. I honestly think that Mike is just dirty and funky. Dirty and funky. I do think that was a huge problem in their relationship. That's what I think too. Goddess Godiva said, I honestly think he truly disgusts her. She probably can't imagine living with him and his dad. Oh my God, all of those funky men. Woo! Ciao. Make a baddie said, Mike and his Maury running had me dead. Oh God. The fact that I can imagine this, and it doesn't seem too far-fetched. Ciao. A powerful freedom. A powerful freedom. Every woman should have it. Sarah said, unfortunately, I know several women in terrible toxic relationships, and they can't leave because they have no money for them and for their kids. Oh, yes. Almost all the women I went to church with. And all of them are just like, the thing about it is, for me, I'm like, for so many women that I grew up with, I am like, I'm not saying that I'm somebody they aspire to be. I'm somebody that they're rooting for, right? like they're just like don't do, like they're always telling me no, don't do it, you're fine, everything that's going on with you right now, this is where you should be, this is what you should be doing, do not do it. Like they are rooting for me. Like they want me to win in so many ways, and I feel like the way they're rooting for me is that a part of that rooting is draped in them also wanting me to win, because a piece of me is a piece of them is attached to me. Like my success is their success, right? And not just, I'm not talking about like in career or anything like that, but just like I was the one who didn't, go that route. And the beginning, it looked like I was making a terrible decision. Now everybody's like, oh my God, you made the right choice. Keep going. I'm telling you. I always get like messages, and when we meet up, they're like, just keep going. Keep going. Like they need me to be successful. Like, and my singleness and like career, because so many of them gave up careers and so many of them settle for these kind of guys because that's what the church put them with and that's what they believed at the time. I just could not get on board with that. And I went through hell for not getting on board with that idea. And now look at me. Happy. Happy. Connie said, yes, women need to have our own coin and credit. Yep, a lot of women don't have any credit because the men have their name on the credit cards and mortgages. Absolutely. 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 Have your own stocks and investments. Like, listen, that doesn't mean that you don't love him and that you don't trust him, but you need to have something for yourself. And probably your kids, because a lot of times women are left with the children and they don't get any support for them. Like, or the men be, especially the ones that have money, because they're upset, they're going to drag them through court before they can get a dime. Not worth it. Have your own stuff so that even if you still continue to fight, you will not be waiting for that child support to come through, right? When that child support comes through, it's like, okay, let's go to Disneyland, right? Because mommy has taken care of everything. Let's have a mental health day and let's go to Disneyland. Let's go to TGI Fridays, and you get all the desserts you want. You know what I mean? Like, that's just the child support is, another kind of support, but the initial things are already taken care of. The home, the school, the clothing, like you don't need him for that. So you're not suffering, because a lot of times when they try to hold that up, they want you to suffer. They want you to feel like you need them and they're punishing you for leaving. So what you got your own thing don't really matter, right? I'm not saying just let it go, right? You can continue to fight for what is yours and your child, but don't be in a situation where you're depending on that, because that's what he wants. Men like that. I'm not, listen, y'all know I'm a straight, so I love me some men. But society, the way society is built, concerning women needs to change. Needs to change. Hey, Brooklyn Rocks. Brooklyn Rocks says, so Mahogany is supposed to go from her parents telling her what to do to then her man or future husband telling her what to do. Get out of here. Yep. And he did that also to her parents to see if he can control his parents, right? Because if he can tell her parents what to do about their child, then he got the whole household. He got the whole household. He has not only her, but then he has her parents who are her protection, right? Who would be the people who will look out for her, because that's their child. But if he can get them to do what he wants them to do, he got the whole household. So then Mahogany has nobody. Mahogany then does it like she will have somebody, like probably her friends or whatever. But when you got the parents, you got the child. Predatory behavior. Hey, Graciela. Graciela said he still at that point thought that he had control. OMG. That's why he knocked on the door. OMG, because he thought that she would still be there. He thought that she would still be there. Oh, really? Dion said his kids don't mess with him. Oh, wow. I didn't know that. Hey, and Amber Sammy said, I still want to know how they turned over their hotel room so quickly. If she left at night at check-in, and check-in is usually late afternoon, absolutely a production plant. Absolutely. He comes to the door. The guy comes to the door with no shirt on and glasses. Who you fooling? Not us. Not us. Hey, none your business. Said, I wish I could fast forward 90 days to the tell-all, but too invested to quit watching now. Yeah, same. Missy said, the way Mike is going to treat her men in the next episode looks horrendous. Absolutely. He's not leaving because he pays the rent. Absolutely. Going full American on this show. Full American. That little nice guy act dropped real quick when he could no longer control her. That's who he is. That is who he is. The real him showed up when he lost control. Midwife Crystal said, I think it's only for 90 Day Fiance that they only pay the American because technically they aren't supposed to work. But B90, before the 90, what's B90? Both get money. Is it just 90 Day Fiance? Now that I do know, because they're in America at this point. Hey, Buddha 1000, what's up? That statement got me. I'm going to find it. Robin said, hey, Nikki, your skin is glowing. Side note, when Gino said we're married, why I feel like he was spilling tea. I think he was. We're on the same page. I was like, yeah, Gino slipped up because Jasmine's face was like, she grabbed him like, and it wasn't like, Gino, what are you talking about? It was like, boy, you slipped up. I think so too, Robin. Whoever said that my skin is glowing, I just had Chinese food. And so, the lo mein is coming out of your girl's skin. Miss Gigi88 said, I have a 6-year-old chocolate child, and I tell her all the time how beautiful she is. Yesterday, I asked her if she ever feels like she's not beautiful, and she said, no, period. I said, good, then I'm doing a good job. Yeah, got to start early with our girls. Have to start early with all girls, to be quite honest with you, especially Black children, Black young girls, especially the Black girls of a darker hue. Something to think about. Could he even play the lottery, though? Something to think about. Hey, Joseph, thank you so much for the super chat. Cha-ching. Thank you. Hey, Breezy with the fro. Breezy said, Team Natural over here. I rock my own curls. I wear very little to no makeup, and my body is built for exercise, and nutrition. Hashtag no assembly required. Amen. Listen, I'm pro BBL, right? I'm pro, if you got it, get the work done. I'm not saying that, there's something wrong with that. But I will say that there is, a bastardized European beauty standard that is playing out in the millennial women, and it's like millennial and especially in Gen Z women, and it's just like, ugh, why y'all want to look the same? Y'all so beautiful. So beautiful before. I just don't want you to do something to your young body that you're going to regret because you're trying to appease a certain beauty standard that is fueled by like racism and exploitation of the female body, and it's all centered on the male gaze. Who cares? You doing all that for men? Get the hell out of here. But do whatever you want. Listen, if I didn't keloid, I'll probably get something done. Not to this, though. This is God's best work. But we're probably a little nip and tuck somewhere, so I don't got to work out as much. Oh. Midwife Crystal said, I can't stop thinking about Gio trying to impersonate Hamza during y'all panel. I'm sexy, baby. I'm sexy. Sexy time. Miss Gigi88 said, y'all, Hamida's mom looked like she was ready to risk it all with Mike for that American dollar. I wouldn't be surprised if they start something. Go right ahead. If he's so great, you hop on him. JL said, it's very strange that loud races are either filthy with dirty toenails, JL, or borderline compulsively clean. Listen, majority of them are just filthy because this is the thing, right? Racism is just hate, right? It's all under the same umbrella. And there's no way that you have just unwarranted hate like that residing in your body, that it doesn't poison every aspect of your life. That's why I remember I told you I was watching on the History Channel. I was watching that documentary about the KKK, and within the KKK, they have the highest number of abused women and children, because that hate has to go somewhere, right? A lot of these people, hate, Black people, people of color, Jewish people, the gay community, and they don't live in places where a lot of those people live, or if you're of the LGBT community, that you're out in those areas, right? So a lot of them have this hate, but they have nobody from the pool that they hate, they have nobody to vomit that hate on. So who gets that hate? Their wives and their children. It has to go somewhere. So every, part of that home, every part of their life is poisoned with that deep diabolical hate. How you going to have a super clean home when you spend your life hating people you will probably never meet? Something's wrong. Your brain is broken. Your heart is broken. Your soul is being tormented by that demon that you allow to rest in your belly. It's a sickness. It is a sickness, but it's not a sickness that you're not aware of, right? It's not a sickness that you can't be healed from. You just have to want to be. And a lot of people aren't, because attached to that hate is some other kind of trauma, right? They don't come from, great families. If you're raising your kid in hate, that's a traumatic household. You're raising that child in trauma. Right? So all of that, stuff from when they were a child, all the way growing up to now, all of that has grown with them. And that person is sick inside. And that sickness is like as old as them. Unfortunate. And that's all forms of hate. Yo girl 11 said, oh my God, Nikki, remember oh my God, Nikki, member of the playback crew here. Hey, this is my first live. I'm happy to be here. Thank you for joining us, Yo Girl 11. Keep doing your thing. Congrats on the move. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Hey, Paige URL said, yes, the credit is so important. My older cousin, who was a nurse, had coin but no money when the husband left her. She had to leave the 5-bedroom home to a 2-bedroom. Oh, Jesus. Apartment with 4 children. Have your coin. Stash it. Listen, grandma told me from very young, you better have 3 bank accounts that he don't know about. Let me suffer my husband watch this. My future husband taking notes. Oh, God. Me too, dear diary. Me too. Dear diary said, I hope Ximena calls the police on Mike. I mean, if I'm done, I'm done. Hey, Nikki, I don't comment a lot, but I'm still in the bushes. Thank you for being here, dear diary. I'm going to get 2 more comments, and then I want to get out of here. Nerly said, Ben is so crazy. What a predator. I don't think he would be so adamant had God been telling him to get back with his wife or some 60-year-old woman. Tell it. And not some 20-year-old girl his daughter's age. Yes. And remember that episode where he was shocked at how young Mahogany was? I was just like, get out of here. You're just doing that for TV. You're doing that for your child to be like, oh, she's my daughter's age. I didn't know she was that young. It was a year's difference. It wasn't like Mahogany told you that she was 28 and then she came out and was like, I'm 21. Get out of here, boy. Hey, Goddess. Goddess said yes, because I was watching Young African and Rich, and I was concerned by the beauty standards most of these women were trying to attain and maintain. Yeah, listen, westernization is strong. It's strong, and unfortunately is even hitting parts of Africa. That's just like, you are the originator of beauty. You should be copying no one, but it happens. It happens. Hey, Shan. Shan said, so glad you are still going. I'm glad that I'm still going and you could hop on here with us, Shan. Missed you. All right, family, let me get out of here. My Chinese food is getting cold, and I have to upload my latest Married at First Sight review. This is going to be just a quick review from last week. I watched the episode late, so I wasn't able to get you a review in time, but I just wanted to put that up so we can be caught up for Thursday's live, Thursday afternoon's live. Tomorrow I am doing, let me check. What's tomorrow? Tomorrow is Love at the Lockup. I just have one. Love at the Lockup. I believe that's at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And Thursday is a double, one double live with the Real Housewives of New Jersey and the Real Housewives of Orange County. I'm getting real sick of the men on Jersey. Andy, we can wrap them up. And then after that will be Married at First Sight live. And then Friday, Young, Rich and African, I think just episode 1. Depends on how much I have to say. And then later in that evening, Love at the Lockup. I have so much going on. My God, today, this week is crazy, crazy, crazy busy, which is why a lot of my lives are going to be in the evening for me, just because so much is going on in the daytime. Good stuff. Good stuff. God is good. So are you. Love you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I know it was the last minute, but if I didn't do it now, I would not be able to do it tomorrow. So I wanted to get this up to you. I wanted to get this live out to you guys. Thank you for joining me. Last minute's notice. I love it. Thank you all for taking time out to like my videos, comment, share. Thank you all for watching and going back and looking at my older stuff. I try to get to all of your comments. I truly, truly, truly appreciate the support, especially during a time like this when I can't come on here as much as I used to. Thank you all for still checking for me. It means a lot. Love you, family. See you tomorrow. Bye. Oh, it's going to be a storm tomorrow. I think I want to change my location because I'm by the window.